What's up? Welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with a review of Got the Beat's first mini album, Stamp on It. Got the Beat, the K-pop supergroup from SM Entertainment. I was really into this and really wanted to talk about this just because I think the whole concept of a supergroup in music is just really cool and really fun, and it's ultimately very uncommon. So the fact that you get something, really in any genre, I think is worth paying attention to. And it makes sense that we get Got the Beat from SM because, of course, they did this with their male artists the past few years with Super M. So now we have them doing this once again with a bunch of heavy hitters from their female lineup, notably Boa, Taeyeon, and Hyoyeon from Girls' Generation, Solgi and Wendy from Red Velvet, and Karina and Winter from aespa. I think it's a really cool lineup just for the concept of like a super group for music too, because it very clearly spans across K-pop generations. And to have like a true OG, true veteran in Boa to like lead this group, I think is also very inspired and very cool. Uh, but yeah, I mean, they had their first single, Step Back, about a year ago, January 2022. And now we get this first mini album, this first EP, 6 more songs. And I thought it was pretty solid, pretty consistent. Definitely a focus on dance breaks and performance with this music. There's lots of breakdowns, and if you watch the 2 music videos they put out this far, you can tell that visual component is a big aspect of the music. I think overall, the vibe of the music itself sonically actually reminds me a lot of what aespa's going up to. aespa, of course, the most recent of all these acts comprising this group, but there's just a lot of, heavy electronic breakdowns and trap beats and stuff on this EP, Stamp on It. And I think that's kind of interesting to see kind of a foray. Most of these songs really feel like an aespa vibe, and honestly, like Karina vocally definitely is showcased, or at least has big moments on a lot of these tracks, which I think is pretty noticeable. So Stamp on It, which got the music video as like the lead single, their second single, that definitely has a really fun breakdown on the chorus. And then, I mean, they literally have like a background vocal say, and now the breakdown before the vocal breakdown begins. But I think Karina has some really great sounding high notes. Again, just clearly showcased on that one. Also, I think Alter Ego, like perhaps the best of like the hardcore, like electronic sounding songs. The bass on that song is very interesting. And then again, just kind of a catchy hook. And I thought the last track as well, Mala, that was definitely interesting because it was the one perhaps exception to like what the Sonics were to this point on the EP. That one has a pretty noticeable flute uh, on the beat, but also just is a bit more of a stripped down, not quite as aggressive electronic beat, I guess like a lighter pop beat generally. So that at least shows some versatility. Obviously, all these artists are very established. I mean, even the aespa, Karina and Winter, even them, they have a few EPs to their name already. Everyone else is incredibly established and can really do much of anything. But I think it is interesting that Got the Beat so far has been like really dance and like performance focused music, because I think with this much talent, you could probably set the bar or set the goals a bit higher than that, and try and make, I think, really like intriguing, interesting music. I don't know if like sonically this is like the most wowing music ever. I think it's more about like the star power of all of these women together making music together is probably what's actually the coolest thing about it. But I still think they could actually make stuff even more interesting. And it'll be interesting to see if SM pushes Got the Beat forward in the next year or so, because just judging off what they did with Super M on the male side, they did go to a full length album pretty quickly, like a year later. So I wonder if we'll get a Got the Beat full length sooner than later. Also, notably, that Got the Beat is technically called a subunit of a group called Girls on Top. We've gotten no other releases from anything with Girls on Top beyond the Got the Beat stuff. We don't know of any other members besides the Got the Beat members. So that's kind of a weird distinction. Seems like SM is almost just giving themselves the option to mix and match things moving forward. We'll see. But yeah, I think just, again, like super groups in music, very interesting. You see them sometimes in hip hop, but they don't last that long. And Boy Genius and on the indie rock side of things comes to mind. But I think K-pop really has an interesting way of going about this due to the artist's really strong connection and relationship with the label. And be interesting if like JYP Entertainment, for example, was to do this. I think they definitely could easily make a supergroup with their female artists. That seems pretty obvious. But yeah, let me know. What did you think of Got the Beat's first mini album, Stamp on It? Did you like it? Do you want more from this supergroup? Leave a comment below. And for more K-pop, more music, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.